Okay. So EP, made in the bulk of quarantine.
Yeah.
Bulk of like isolated quarantine period, right? Have those songs changed at all for you now that there's not as much like immediate direct isolation going on?
No, not at all.
Same as the day you wrote them?
Yeah.
Are there any songs that you were working on during quarantine that didn't make it out of quarantine?
Oh yeah, you know, there's always something kicking around that doesn't like make it on, that just kind of gets put on the back burner.
Very fair. Put in the back pocket. You're saving it for later.
We're still trying to like get a record together, so there's a bunch of stuff in the works that didn't necessarily make the EP. The EP is like a prelude to like an album.
Okay. Is there a certain theme or aesthetic that you're shooting for on this full album that is yet to come?
Undetermined.
Perfect. Love it. There's mystery. There's...
Yeah, you know, an EP, that's nice because you don't have to have a lot. You could just have a little bit.
It's true. You could just have an EP.
Yeah. I mean, there doesn't have to be any sort of like grand sweeping theme to an EP. It can kind of just be its own little nugget.
It's true. Do you think like 4 songs is the perfect amount of songs for an EP?
No, I mean, you could do 2, you could do 3, 5.
What's your favorite EP that's ever been released?
I don't think I have one. I don't think since my like days as like a middle schooler was I buying like punk rock EPs. I feel like everyone was doing it when I was in 8th grade.
Did you have a favorite punk rock EP in 8th grade?
Yeah, I really like this band AFI, and they had like a Halloween EP or something. I think it was called All Hallows Eve. I know this. I'm acting like I don't know this.
Yeah,
I
you're
know
like,
this.
I think.
I'm playing cool, but I do know.
Like,
and that's the only one that comes to
here.
mind where I was like, why wasn't this full record? But now I know that you don't have to do that.
You can just have an EP.
You can put out little things.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So when you guys were touring prior to quarantine, right?
Yeah.
And then world shut down for a little bit. We're coming back out of that now. Was there something that you really missed from your time on the road?
No, not necessarily. You know, I feel like we got a good healthy tour in for the Can You Really Find Me record, which is what we were coming off of in like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, we got to get around, and it was
So you did your tour. It was beautiful.
Yeah, we were like
healthy.
right before everything kind of shut down. Like we went over to Europe and kind of got over there. So that was nice to just have that.
Right.
Happen.
You made it international, and then then you
sort
came
of.
back. Well, like
at
least one other continent. That's pretty good.
Yeah, one other one.
Did you have a favorite country or city while you were in Europe?
We had never been to Paris, and that was nice because we also had 3 days there. So it was like sometimes you only get to see like
a city.
Like
at night.
London, I think we were only there for like 8 hours.
Devastating.
And we didn't even go anywhere, you know. We just were at the venue. So I don't even know if that counts. I don't think that counts.
Did you get a stamp on your passport?
We must have.
I would assume. I can only
I don't
assume.
remember it, but it's probably there.
Okay. If there was somewhere else that you were going to go internationally on a tour, where would you want to see? What's on the bucket list?
I don't know. Do you have any ideas, Michael?
Japan. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say Japan too, and they thought it, so I guess we're all thinking the same thing.
Wow, telepathically connected.
Yeah.
That's very fortunate. For,
At
for a
least
band.
something's communicating, you know, between us 3 guys.
Well, that's huge. Okay, so Japan maybe on the bucket list. Was there anything that you don't really miss? Like if you are like you're going
I
back
hate
on tour again,
driving.
you hate driving.
Yeah.
Like despise it.
And that's pretty much all it is, so.
Did you pass your driver's test on the first try?
Yeah, I did.
And you still hate driving?
Yeah.
I guess that's fair. I don't know.
Who likes traffic?
Okay.
You know?
I feel like traffic and driving are 2 different things.
Yeah, but there's never just a clear lane. You know, like an open lane that just goes endlessly.
Is that the dream? One big stretch out?
There's no dream here. I'm just saying. I feel like driving, you have to assume there will be traffic. It's
It's
never just
true.
you.
It's true. And then you're in traffic, and then you're listening to things, and then you just have to be on the road. It's a tough time. What is something that has kept you grounded in the last year and all the traffic you've been sitting in? Or outside of traffic?
I don't think there has been anything. I think
Nothing's kept you grounded?
I don't think so. No.
You've been floating.
In some senses, yes.
All right. How's the view?
I need a hobby. I was saying
You
to
need
these
a
guys, I
hobby?
need a hobby.
Do you have any
Something outside of music that will keep me grounded.
Do you have any
Like
hobbies you're
building
interested
model
in?
airplanes or something like that. You know?
That'd be a good place to start.
Like, what do you guys do for fun?
What do I do for fun?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you have hobbies?
I read sometimes. I read books.
Okay.
Maybe
That's a really constructive hobby.
I do what I can.
I'm not
really-
joking. That is good. That's a good hobby, but I want something else.
Do you need
What else
something
you got?
With, like with your hands? What about like crochet? Have you considered?
You know what? There was a little period where I learned to knit.
How was it?
It was cool.
Okay. How'd you feel about it?
I felt good, but I don't want to do that. I gotta.
No knitting. Knitting's
That's off the list.
Okay.
So
Maybe model planes though.
I don't even want to do that.
You don't want to do model planes.
I'll figure it out. This is not good like radio for the listeners.
Okay.
We can keep it rolling.
We can keep it rolling. Let's keep going. So from the 4 songs on your little nugget of an EP,
Yes.
are there any songs that you are particularly attached to the lyrics to? That you really, I don't know, you feel really connected to 1 or 2 lines.
Yeah. I think "Feel Another Day." That's probably the most like vulnerable and like naked. And in terms of like floating, you know, and being ungrounded, not undergrounded. Ungrounded. I think that one kind of speaks to that.
Do you have a particular line from that one?
No, I don't want to say.
Okay. Fair. Everybody
You can
gets their
Google it.
secrets. Okay.
They're all good.
Great. Noted, of course.
If I had, you know, like an instrument, I could sing it, but I don't want to speak it. I feel like that.
We can't go into
that
spoken
you're,
word.
You're getting it. Yeah, you're getting into something else here. So that's not gonna work.
Staying on radio. So born and raised in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
You talked a little bit about some of the punk music from when you were in 8th grade. How else do you think the city shaped you, both like sonically, but like also outside of the music scene?
I don't know. I think music was the biggest thing, you know, when I think about like where I'm at now. And I think Mickey and I, we were talking to someone else like back in South by Southwest, and they asked the same thing. And I just said the fact that there were so many venues and just an outlet to play music in the beginning stages when you're like 14, 15. We did this thing like, it was a Radio K Underage Underground when I was in high school, and our band C-Section won. And it was like, I feel like we did one of these in studios back when we were like 17.
When you were like 17?
It's probably in your files somewhere, but
Oh, I bet it is.
yeah, we were called C-Section. And so that was pretty formidable, you know, because we got like a deal with Afternoon Records where it was like, we'll make you a CD.
That's
We'll
so
put
cool.
out your CD. And we were like, oh my God.
Do you
So
still
I
have
think that
the
was
CD?
like a nice opportunity to have at a young age.
That's a great opportunity. I feel like there's a lot of music opportunities in the city. Do you still have that CD?
Yeah, there's one of them somewhere. I mean, we
Great.
put out a couple,
Okay,
but
that's super cool.
yeah.
What do you think has influenced you in more recent years? Doesn't have to be from Minneapolis, but just, I don't know, life things that are
Life-
impacting your music. Yeah.
Oh man, tough to say. That's always a question I hate to answer, you know,
Oh,
because
okay.
I feel like I don't have a good one. That's one answer where it's like I got to go home and like write out like 5 paragraphs about this.
Okay,
I don't
you
have-
can get back
I don't
to
have a
me.
good like elevator answer, you know.
That's very fair.
Unfortunately,
It's all right.
do you have one?
Do
Michael?
I have one? Oh.
This is Mickey sitting behind me.
Mickey nodded no.
No. So
Mickey shouted no too.
yeah, that's a tough one.
Okay.
It'll come to me, and it'll come to me when I'm driving home, and I'll be like, "Shit, I should have said that."
When you're
So,
sitting in traffic.
Yeah.
That's when you can think about it. So it must have been kind of surreal then, like growing up here and getting some of those music opportunities from a young age, seeing shows at First Ave, playing First Ave, going on tour. And so when was like a moment when all of this was kind of building up where you were like, oh, this might be like, this is going to be like a thing. Like, we're going to start to get to go on like tours. Like, this is going to be like super cool.
Maybe when we were like 22 after we graduated. I mean, I went to school here, so after I graduated from here, I think it was kind of like, well, we could do whatever we want now. What
And
do
then
we
you
want
went
to
on
do?
tour?
Yeah. And that's when we put out Colored Emotions, which is our first record. So it was like, maybe we can get the ball rolling on that.
That's really cool. Were you like nervous at all?
About touring?
Yeah, sure. I feel
No,
like that's
because
a
we had
big
already
step.
played enough shows where it wasn't. Yeah, no, not really nervous. Like nervous, excited. Yeah,
How did you pick the cities for like your first tour?
we had someone who booked it.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we had a manager at the time, and he had been around the block, so he was like, "This is where you go on the East Coast, and when you're out west, this is the routes you do." Kind of showed us the ropes.
That's very sweet. Who was like one of the most memorable like strangers that you met on your tour?
I can't say because we'll get flagged.
Noted. um, n- so I'm wondering if that will be mayhaps the same answer for this next question, but I was wondering, what was like the last thing that someone sort of said like offhandedly that you're still thinking about?
That's such a good question. I asked this to my coworkers the other day. I said, "When's the last time you've been disrespected?"
Oh, different question.
And it's the answers you get are so good. I mean, you just ask that to someone and you have a good conversation. But gosh, that's a good one. I'll just email you my answer.
Okay, I'm gonna have like
And then
a
you can
super
tweet it
long-
out if
Great.
anyone wants to follow up.
Right.
If they cared that much, they'll follow up.
They
But
always
right
do.
now, I gotta think
Okay. It's thinking
because
time.
it's a good question.
You can think about that one on the road too. So rumor has it you guys met over skateboarding. At least two of you, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the coolest trick that you knew or still know?
I can't really do anything anymore, but I used to be pretty good at 360 flips.
That's very cool.
Yeah. That was like my go-to.
That like if you ever needed to like whip something out.
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah,
do
you
a
can
quick
bust that out
360
and people are
flip.
like, "Whoa." Okay.
Nice. Did you get like a lot of like head nods at the skate park?
Sometimes.
If you're 360
I tried
flip
to
was cool
avoid I
enough.
tried to avoid the skate parks.
You avoided the skate
Yeah,
parks.
I did not like those.
Fair.
Too many like egos and attitudes flexing, and there was no time to like skate. There was always people in the way, and it was like I should just go find like a vacant park or a sidewalk or a street.
Yeah. High peak performance art.
But yeah, when your friends would see it, they'd be like, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, you feel kind of good about it, brush your shoulders off.
Yeah, exactly.
What are 3 things you are loving right now?
Gosh, you got good questions. I'm gonna knock this one over to Mickey, because this guy's full of love. I don't know as if I am.
3 things that I love.
Yes.
Please, if you will.
Watch it now.
All right.
I'm
This
just
is,
kidding.
this is not going to reflect John in any way, but
No, that's why it's good.
The Grateful Dead, marriage, and our drummer Mark.
Nice. That's a great 3.
Yeah, see, this guy's full of it,
Are you not full of love?
Yeah, some days.
Give or take?
Yeah, sure. 3
Okay.
things that I'm loving. I don't know. I'm sorry. It'll come to me.
It'll come to you.
If people want to know, we'll tweet it out.
I'm really looking forward to this follow-up email.
Yeah, 3 answers. When was the last time you were disrespected? 3 things you love. And what is your upcoming hobby, right?
Yeah.
Some iteration of that
It
question?
sounds like you're going to have like a full game plan in a little bit, in like 5
I'm going to
hours.
have bullet points.
Right. Bullet points on your bullet points. So album is currently in the works. Is there any kind of like time stamp on that?
No, just until when it's ready, it'll be ready, you know.
So we're all just gonna be on the edge of our seats until then. Edge of the floor.
I suppose. Yeah.
Tough. Okay.
You know, we just put out the EP, so
you
that it
did
should
put out the EP.
tie people off for a while.
Have been listening to it quite a bit. Do you have any shows coming up?
Yes. We're playing at Surly Brewery next Friday. Next Thursday. And it's like a free happy hour thing.
Oh, sweet.
So anyone can come. Anybody.
Anybody at all.
And then... Oh, yes. Yeah, we're playing at the Fine Line the day after Thanksgiving, November 25th.
Nice. Noted.
Yeah, that's our next, like, venue local gig, so...
Very cool.
And then we're going on tour
Whoa.
before that.
Before
Starts in
all
Omaha.
the gigs.
Yeah. And we leave for that in like 2 weeks. October 4th is the first day. And it takes us all the way out west, up to Seattle, Portland, you know, San Francisco. Takes us all the way down to Texas and back.
You're doing a big loop.
So yeah, you can just check out our website, Night Moves MPLS, for those dates, or like our socials.
That's super exciting. Do you have any last thoughts, pieces of advice, wishes, fun facts for the Radio K listeners?
I think this is our 5th one that we've done. So maybe just go check out the other ones and see how we've progressed.
It sounds pretty solid.
We've had a lot of folks through the doors in the years. And I think you know those stages will be very telling. It'll fill it out for you.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah,
for
thanks for
coming
having
on.
us.
Yeah, this has been Night Moves. You're listening to Off the Record. We're gonna go back to the booth for the rest of our local hour session. This is Radio K, Real College Radio. Thank you so much for tuning on.